Okay, welcome Preston C Howell from NBC's The Voice season 17. How have you been?
I've been good. I've been very good. And this is like I don't know what month we did it last year, but yeah, it flew by.
When last we spoke, you were going to Berkeley. And now you live in Los Angeles, so it feels like things have changed maybe.
um yes and no, honestly. Yeah, I'm out in LA. I just moved. Well, I say just moved. It's been like almost like 8 or 9 months now. Um yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, it's been good. I moved out here kind of gap year vibes, but you could also say deferred, depending on like what I do this fall. Because yeah, I could still go back to Berkeley to finish the 3 years, but I would if I went back to Berkeley, it would be online. I just feel like being in Boston's not my route. I don't think. Nothing against Boston. I love Boston. It was a cool place. Just wasn't my path for sure.
Los Angeles, I guess, is a little more like Florida weather and stuff.
I love it. I do love it. It's hard to. The only thing, I don't have any air conditioning in my car. It just broke. So if I was in Miami, I wouldn't be able to survive. But since LA has like the breeze, I feel like I'm always chilling. Like I have my window open too. It's like, and it's just chill. Like, well, it has been raining a lot. I was gonna say like barely raining, but it's good weather. That's like the main thing I like about here.
I spent my whole March in Florida, Orlando, Tampa, West Palm.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how you left Florida.
Honestly, it's nothing's gonna beat it for me. It's my home, man. It's also like my favorite place in the world, and that's why I think I just couldn't handle Boston because, like, I could do New York, I could do like LA for sure, Miami all day. Boston's just like a weird combination of like everything. It's like New York vibes for sure because like you got the really small city. Um, but but that's like the thing I don't like about New York. I feel like Miami and LA, you get to like kind of you spread out. It's like you have things like just everywhere, and you can get around with a car. And like Boston, I'm like there's like no reason to ever buy a car or get a car in Boston. Um, Really, especially if you're going to school there, it's like everything's walking distance. So, but yeah, so I don't know. It's just like it wasn't my vibe.
So I don't want to skip past the college thing too
Yeah.
fast. So how was that experience? Was that the only reason that you're kind of considering maybe not going back to Berkeley? Was
No,
the
I
weather and
mean
everything?
that honestly, I could deal with that. Also, doing online is kind of just a way for me to continue to go to Berkeley because obviously that's one of my. It's my dream school. It's like really well known. It's like if you have a Berkeley degree, like you're respected in the music industry like 100%. So obviously, I would like to do that. I just feel like if I could do that while also trying to pursue my career and pursue things that I also wouldn't be able to do if I was in Boston, like acting, like that's just yeah. I feel like it would be more worthwhile.
Yeah, because you were wrestling between doing acting or singing. If you can do
Yeah,
both,
yeah. I guess when we talked, we definitely have to figure out the exact month because I remember there was one day where me and my mom just talked and we were like, we're not going back. Like it's it. Like it was the craziest thing. I don't even know if yeah, because you wouldn't even know this story. The decision to move out to LA was in like less than like a few days, like a week maybe. I don't know. It was like my mom had like got a notification from like because obviously that she had known like there was like a when everyone was going to Berkeley, I guess there was like a freshman like mom Facebook group or whatever, and I guess that's like a thing at like all like whatever to find roommates and to find whatever. And she's always surfing. She's always a little nosy in a good way, but she was getting into different groups, and then I guess in sometime when we had talked about moving out to LA, she was like she joined this LA roommate group chat thing. So like it's students that graduated or like went to Berkeley out in LA that are looking for roommates. And apparently it's like really hard to like hop on because everyone's like trying to move out to LA. And she like told me, and this was like in June or July, and I moved in August. But it was like probably July. She was like, yo, look at this. Like, we kind of have to like figure this out because I know you said you wanted to move out here. There's like an opening. These two dudes are looking for a roommate. And one of the guy that's moving out has to like leave the country because of a visa problem, out of country things. And I was like, crap, that's like, and she was like, you would have to make the decision like in an hour. I need to send them a message. And I'm like, it's like, wow, okay. So when you talked about it, I was like, is that like are we doing this, bro? Like, I don't know. It was like, so I don't know. It was crazy, but yeah, we just talked about it. Like, boom, she sent the message. Like, she was like, okay, let's do it. Like, let's get this done. And then just like that, nobody knew. Like, literally the only people that like we had talked about it, it was me and my mom. My brother didn't know. My dad didn't know. Like, we were just like, and then I was like, okay, I'm not going to Berkeley next year. And so the funniest thing, I kind of felt like, obviously when you have like something private, it's like it feels good. I don't know. I tend to like to move in silence in a way, like career wise. I feel like the things that I want to do, I feel like I don't need to be, and that's why I'm not a huge like social media guy. I'm obviously trying to get back into it. I would like to post like more covers and like a bunch of things, but I just love moving in silence. So I didn't tell anybody until I was here. And obviously I told like my best friend because but yeah, whatever. So and then I got out here and I was like, I took it like a picture of my place and I was like, yo, like whatever. And then my friends were like, yo, where are you? Like, is this your new place in Boston? Like, come out, like, let's go to the caf, like, let's hang out. And I was like, it's like, it was a little stressful. I was like, crap, I didn't tell anyone. And so I did like a little mini post on Snapchat first. I was like, yo guys, I'm moving out to LA, like, peace. and everyone was like, yo, what the heck, like, what's going on? But yeah, it was funny. But yeah, and then I did my Instagram one that kind of let everyone know. But it was just really exciting. And then just a different change in scenery. I feel like I'm definitely, this was a me year. I focused on myself. The gym's been going crazy. There was literally, this is just the perfect spot that I moved to. I'm like so blessed that I found this place. Kind of just fell. That's kind of why I even, this decision was so easy, because it fell in my pocket. It was just like, this is opening. It's exactly what we're looking for. It's a great price. It's in the middle of LA, like perfect. Studio City. So, and there's a gym right there. I can literally walk. LA Fitness. And me and my parents already had like a family plan because she goes to LA Fitness. It just worked out. Everything worked out. And yeah, so I don't even know what the question was, but boom. I think, yeah, that was just mainly that whole story. And then I started living out here, focusing on myself. A lot of growth, a lot of maturity, 100%, which I have a lot of people to thank for. But it's just like that classic, like, you gotta love yourself before you could do anything, before you can love your art, before you can love another person. If like, even relationship wise, like, that's always been like its own thing, like, so rough for me. It's because like I was never like so secure with myself, like, loving myself, like loving my art. Even that's like been the biggest thing. It's like creating things and always just like, wow, this is, what is this? But I just changing my mind's perspective. But that's my year.
That's really cool to hear, because like, you were so like, I don't know what to do in like other episodes. So now like in this one, you're like,
Yeah,
so much is like working out for you.
definitely. Oh, I didn't even mention I'm at an acting program out here. So that's kind of the switch. Music has been, if I'm doing music, it's like by myself, like my little home studio. I like built it. But yeah, I it's mainly acting right now, and I love it, man. I love acting. I love getting into character, exploring movies. Like I don't know if you know like A-list for AMC. Like, it's like basically a subscription for like AMC, and you get to see like 3 like movies a week. And you get a bunch of like points and stuff. But that's what I got, and I was like, I'm gonna watch a movie like 3 times a week. I'm gonna just dive into different like forms of art and acting and filmmaking. It's so beautiful, so beautiful. But yeah.
You landed a role, a SAG-AFTRA movie.
Yeah, so yeah, it's like a horror movie. It's super cool. So here, let me get some. I can show you. Wait, let me see what can I show you. Yeah, I guess like I have to. It's called Dead of Night, and it's Fade to Black Films LA. It was a super cool experience. It was definitely the biggest thing I've done. Super cool people in it. I don't know if you don't if I don't know if you know like Dermot Mulroney. He was in a bunch of stuff. Super huge. Also Zach Justice. He's like a influencer. Like he does like podcasts too. He's in it. And super cool girl. What's her name? Hold on. Let me get it right here.
You're gonna have to give me the hookup with some podcast guests.
Yeah, no, this girl, she just did. You heard of the movie Unsung Hero?
It sounds familiar.
It's like apparently like it's like number 2 movie in the world right now, or like the country or something. It's like really popping off. And there's this girl, Kirley Berger. She was just in the movie we filmed, and I didn't even know she was in this movie, but it came out, and I was like, wait, that's literally the girl I just worked with, and it was super cool. She's super awesome, super like sweet, down to earth, and super cool for her though. This movie is huge. Yeah, so it's super cool. I got to work with all these people, and it was nice. I was only on set 2 days, but it was like best 2 days ever that I've had on like a set. I can't spoil, so I won't say that. But so yeah, I just yeah. So it's like a little horror film, kind of like it's kind of I mean like Scream vibes, I guess. But yeah, it's awesome. It was a great time. Super blessed that I got that. And there's a few other things. I've just been like doing little projects, trying to like build up a resume too. That's why I kind of moved out here, because there's got to be like a base before you can like really start working more.
How does somebody get into acting?
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess that's a good question. I got into it. I mean, I did musical theater when I was younger. I know we've definitely talked about like how I like grew up, but yeah, I did musical theater when I was really young. That's kind of where the seed was planted. Obviously, that's like nothing compared, but like I was like the acting seed, and then I was like when I was 14, when I was on The Voice, that's what sprouted that seed, because I was obsessed with the camera work. And I know it had nothing to do with like acting. Like they didn't give us a script, don't worry, anyways. But no, it's just the camera work, all the producers and like people working on the set of even a reality show. It's just like blew my mind. I was obsessed with it. They did give us a lot of like tours of, because it's filmed, I don't even know if you know this, but it's filmed in Universal like studios, like all the like lots from like original lots from all the old movies. But yeah, we always got to look around. I saw Steve Harvey once doing his, like, he was walking by and he was like, and just like people, like just people doing their thing. And it was super cool. It was kind of just opened my mind to that. And I was like, wow, this is like, I would love to go to work and it be like this, go to work and say hi to the cameraman. I don't know. And so that's kind of what sprouted it. And then I started taking acting lessons, few different people, but this was like in Miami, and I was still in high school. And that's the thing. I got my agent through The Voice. Like once I was on The Voice, they reached out to me through that because they saw me. She had saw me on there, Sheva Cohen, and she reached out to me, and that's where we started talking. Mainly my mom. My mom was running my life back then, but yeah, I was like 14, 15, and then I just started auditioning for things. I got super close so many times, but nothing, nothing when I was younger like that. But then I got out here, and then so funny. She's the one that got me that horror film, the one that I just talked about, and it was just the best experience. But yeah, I guess everyone's way to get into it is different. That's mine. Honestly, I guess I would say like getting an agent is like a big thing, because it's not really too much on your part. You do that, you have like that little dealio going on, and then auditioning, man, that's like the big thing. Because like what I've learned from this year, what I've been told even too from all my classmates and teachers, is like the job is auditioning. That's the job. And that's like, okay, Michael told me this. He's one of my favorite teachers I've had with acting, and he's at ZBS right here that I go to now. He literally said the whole acting job is doing your part with the audition, doing your best, and then sending it, waiting. That's your job. After that, you get to sit back, and it's all on them, whether you get it or not. If you get it, that's just the cherry on top. That's what he would say. He was like, if you get the job or the work, it's like that's the cherry on top. That's a reward for your audition that you did, basically, because that's like the big thing. And I was like, obviously that's a saying to help out with tension with like auditioning. I just feel like a lot of tension has been released with my auditioning, just kind of like sending out what I got. This is me. This is what I bring to this character. And yeah, I just did one of the most exciting auditions too, literally yesterday. Oh, I can't even talk about it, but oh my gosh, they sent the script and everything. That's the thing. A lot of people, a lot of times they don't send the script because it's like, that's like their whole movie. But this time, I guess it was, I don't know. They sent the whole script. I read the whole thing, and dude, let me tell you, I if I get this, my dream like director, my dream like playwright in a way. I don't even know how to say that without giving it away. But but yeah, no, it like dream. But yeah, I just auditioned for it yesterday. Super exciting. I had to play like a jock, but like it was like in the future. But he was a real piece of work. Always calling everyone names. I can't even like say anything. Yeah, it's just a really exciting audition that I did. So I had to dial into something that I'd never dialed into before. I was like, it's almost like and this is gonna sound weird if you're not like, if you don't think about it in the acting sense, but like it's like fully animal instincts. Like you have to, if your character's so far out that's like, it's just like that sense of like bringing an animal into a character to make him feel wild. This guy's insane. Like he actually, you don't even want to know what he does, but he's, kind of like psycho. He's like horrible guy. And yeah, so I had to like crazy. And I remember becoming someone else too when I was like in front of the camera, and I was just like, I was like so mad. But yeah, that was the wildest audition I've done for sure. But yeah, does the animal instincts thing sound weird? I had to like become like another like animal. It was weird.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
I It's funny, you're like the nicest guy, you're like the furthest thing from that, but like I can see you playing a jock though. You have kind of the jock look a little bit, so I can see that.
Yeah, it's just like it was rough to get into, but once I got into it, I feel like I could get there 100%. It would just be rough, like staying in that like the whole time. Let's say I got it, knock on wood, and I would have to like just be that the whole time, and obviously you'd want to like try to keep that energy in you even while you're not filming, just to kind of so you're always on. I did this one little film last year, and I was it was when my mom was being or my like acting mom was being like rolled away on a cart because I had just gotten in a car accident with her and she was pregnant, and it was all my fault. She had to rush into labor. So there's a point where we're both out of the car. She's being wheeled away into the ambulance, and I was just standing like that's in the scene. I'm standing there watching her being rolled away, and obviously that's like really a little bit intense. But we were outside like in this rural city, and the police officer could only block the streets for a certain amount of time, and so they were like, okay, we gotta be quick. And I was like, crap, like I have to like you have to like get into it right away. Because you have those circumstances where it's like we have this amount of time, we have to get this done. We get what we get. So I was like, crap. I wasn't even ready. I hadn't like done anything, but so I had to like force it so quick. But there's things like that where it's like you always have to, now that I've learned from that for like first person experience, for sure, just to have that character always like rumbling inside of you, so that on quick takes, because once you get to that level, especially if I like these people, this like level of film, it would, time is money. It's like they're spending so much money like every second that you're on set, and so you can't really dilly-dally. So anyways, that having that in you the whole time, but also like interacting with people like the director and like other castmates, that'd be crazy. I wouldn't want to come off as a complete piece of
Yeah, I was about to ask you, what is your acting method? Like, how do you put yourself in the character's place? Like, Jim Carrey, like he actually lives the character. Like when he's outside of the movie, like and drives people crazy with it. like yeah. How do you get into that?
So I did. Yeah, there's definitely the people that's like I've heard a lot about method acting, and it's funny. I just listened to another podcast with Andrew Garfield. I don't know if you know. It's called WTF podcast. Have you heard of it?
No.
Okay, so they had Andrew Garfield on, one of my favorite actors ever. You know who I'm talking about, right? Like the amazing Spider-Man guy. So no, but he's just done amazing work in like other things, and he was talking about the like misconceptions about method acting and how it can be like viewed as like a not cool thing to do, because it's like you can affect other people, and also you can affect you after the film. There's like everyone's talking about everyone was talking about, this was a while ago, but Elvis, like what's his name? What's that guy's name?
There's been a number of them, like Heath Ledger with the Joker.
Yeah, and it's just like they stay like that after, and like so the Elvis guy with like the voice, like his voice like changed like after he was like down here. But yeah, I do think it's weird because it's like I kind of associate it in my brain with like, what's it called? Like, how do you say, like in Star Wars, like is it the dark side? Like just what is it?
Yeah, I think so.
Why is this like popping out of my head? Anyway, it's like when you like conjure that dark power, and if you do it wrong, it could like, I don't know. It just feels like method acting. If you do it wrong, then yeah, it could affect you. But also, it's not. It's like it doesn't even have to be that deep. Like that's what like he was talking about. It's like people like have a misconception of it. Like there's like a real respect that he has for it, and he was just talking about it, and it really opened my mind because like I always like method acting, like no, like people are crazy that do that. But then I was like, this made sense because it's like funny. It's like he was saying that if you ever hear someone talking bad about method acting, it's because they don't know how to use method acting, or they've been taught by a fake method actor teacher. And I was like, wait. So that made sense because it's like, yeah, you can method. Oh, this is method acting. Like I read this book and now I know how to teach method acting because, like, you know, but yeah, it's I guess it's a lot simpler than I guess thought. But I would like to try that. So there's like obviously I think I would have to like go to New York and go to a legit like method teacher to do that. There was even he even talked about like Andrew Garfield. He even talked about how he reached out to this actress who was really old, but she like didn't teach. She was like, no, like I would never, no, not teaching. And apparently he like persuaded her to teach, and he was like one of the only people that were like taught by her or something really crazy. And she was like full method acting, and she just, and I feel like Andrew Garfield, and everyone's gonna hate me, like apparently people hate the Amazing Spider-Man. He is my favorite Spider-Man, like by like all time. And yeah, a lot of people could say, okay, but that's just the cinematics, that's just the, you know, camera quality, because the difference between that one and the first one. I can't watch the Tobey Maguire. Like the first one is so like it's so visually like, yeah, it's just rough. And obviously I remember watching it for the first time when I was like really young, and I was like, oh, I'm Spider-Man. But then I remember when the first Amazing Spider-Man came out, I think I was like 11, like, or no, I had to be younger. I don't know. I was really young. But if it came out, and just like just so nice, so nice. Anyways, he's my favorite Spider-Man. But no, his acting is amazing. That he was on Broadway a couple times even. And yeah, he apparently, oh sorry, he apparently even is not even fully British. I didn't even know that. His dad is wait, no, I think it was his dad and his mom are from California, and they moved to London or something, or maybe they were originally from London, they were in California, and then they moved back to give birth to him or something. I don't know. But so I don't know. I just feel like there's so many ways to get into your character, and respect to all of them. Obviously, at the end of the day, it's however you want to create art. I don't feel like because obviously I'm nowhere near my like peak with acting. I'm so barely like scraping, like even getting there. I'm like, but I see myself on that path, and I've heard so many times by so many different artists and teachers that at the end of the day, you're going to be taking from here, you're going to be taking from here, you're going to be taking from here, and creating your own method to build your own character. So in that way, I feel like very content with, you know, my possibilities. But right now, it's really, um, I'm keeping Preston safe, you know, which is like I want to get to a point where I feel unsafe with my choices, but yeah, it's really hard. It's really hard to get there. So even like doing anything, any of my characters that I've done in like any small movies or little films, even short films, I feel like it's all just another part of me, which is like a way, to keep myself safe. It's just literally me. Like, there was the one I told you about where this kid was driving his mom to like a, I don't know, like a restaurant or something, and then got in a car accident. She had to go through like quick labor. Like, that was just, Preston's mom. That's just like in my head, like it's just me, because it's not that deep. I feel like, did you watch Dune?
No.
Ah, okay. Well, so like, I can another like other things like characters, like real characters, like Willy Wonka, like, speaking of Willy Wonka, that guy, what's his name? Jack Sparrow. What's that guy's name?
Johnny Depp.
Johnny Depp. Oh yeah, Johnny Depp is such a character actor, and you can tell it from all his work. And that's so interesting to me because you look at people like Ryan Reynolds, and it's like he's Ryan Reynolds in most of his films, which is not a bad thing. But it's so different. So it's really like blows my mind. But and even like what's his name? Ryan Gosling. It in all his movies, there's always a little like string tail of like, this is Ryan Gosling, like his own personality that he mushes. But then then I look at Johnny Depp and it's like there is absolutely no Johnny Depp in Willy Wonka. Like, what is that? Like, that's insane. Like, who is that guy? And then, if you put that next to like Pirates of the Caribbean, it's like crazy character acting. I definitely would like to try like a crazy character. That's kind of what I did yesterday. Like, that's the role. None of me. And if it is of me, it's like the horrible person that I have in the back of my head. That's just, internal thoughts, crazy things. But yeah.
If you could play any historical figure in a movie or a fictional character, who would it be and why?
I have no idea. I have like no idea. I'm trying to even think. Historical? Can it be like fiction historical?
Yeah.
like Aladdin. I got that taken from me. They were supposed to wait to make that movie till I was like 25, 28, around that age where I could do that. That was my dream. And me and my mom always talk about it, but something like that. I mean,
people said that in comments and stuff too. Like, it's not just you saying it. Like, people have left comments on your like music videos and stuff. Like, he could play a Disney prince. He could be Aladdin.
Oh yeah, Aladdin would be a dream role. Even if I mean on Broadway even, but then I'd have to learn how to dance like crazy. But wouldn't be. Yeah, that would be. Maybe I could deal with that. But I don't know what other characters. Like, do I look like a horse? I feel like I don't look too much like historical figures. Maybe
like a Desi Arnaz or something like that.
Was Abraham Lincoln tan? Like, I don't know. Like,
so yeah, how do you keep your creativity flowing during times when you feel uninspired or blocked?
So that was my whole thing. I was uninspired and blocked for the last like 3 years. Oh, it was horrible. And now I just feel like I can pour out so much. Maybe that's because, I mean, for sure. But I met this absolutely amazing girl, and as soon as I did, it's like, and it was because I was ready. I'd been working on myself, working through my art. I just wrote so much like music, lyrics like would come out. And obviously that's such a cliche. Like, you meet a great girl and then it's so easy to write a love song. But most of it would come from when, things were like, oh man, like not so great. And there's just like, it's like almost like a mechanism in my body. It's like, maybe I'm another form of Taylor Swift. Who? No, I'm kidding. But no, I feel like I'm trying right now. Actually, I'm trying to channel a way to be able to create as much when I'm feeling happy, content. Like I'm so great right now, you know? So yeah, but it's there. I mean, um the question was, how do I do that when I'm feeling blocked, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not feeling blocked anymore, but maybe I even haven't even figured that out, because for those years that I just felt so bland with my music, I didn't do anything, and it was horrible. And so I'm coming out of that, but I think I still have to figure that one out if I'm blocked genuinely, because, well, maybe it's what I said. It's like working on myself, getting out of the drama of college. There too much drama. Maybe it was because it was a small school, Berkeley, small school. But yeah, definitely. Because I moved out here alone.
Lots of drama there.
Drama, man, like drama, like for no reason. People trying to start fight, not like fights, just like, oh, here's a rumor about this guy, like for no reason. Literally horrible things too. It's like one of my other friends had to go through a whole court thing too because of a rumor. And so, anyways, yeah, I love having a small knit group of people I trust, because once you get to like handing like people you don't fully feel comfortable with your trust, like fully derails. And then you get into predicaments. That's what my life. I feel like I've just been very trustworthy with untrustworthy people, and yeah, predicaments, man. So I'm on my own, focusing on the people that I love. So,
in what ways do you believe artists have a responsibility to reflect or challenge the world around them?
that one's rough. I mean, if you've got a big enough voice, I mean, that's absolutely. The thing is, I don't ever feel like they should be pressured. I feel like when you're at that level, when I always think of like using your voice, I always think of the uh, what's that song everyone did? Like, when was it? Like 80s and 70s? It was like
I don't know. I have no idea.
It was like they just made a documentary about it. We Is it We Are the World?
We are the world. We are the
Yeah,
children.
yeah. Yeah, that Michael Jackson part. So no, yeah. So that, like, honestly, like, absolutely, like, let's bring love and peace, art, music. But it gets really rough. I've noticed if someone's like down your neck saying, you have this responsibility and you have to do this because you have this, like, everyone's got their own thing. This is just like how you're like I don't know, like this guy's a construction worker doing his job, like we're just doing our jobs, but like also, like, absolutely, if the thing is, it's got to come from like within, man. It's got to come from yourself, because if it comes from like outer, it's never going to be like truthful, and I feel like if I'm going to do something to help, I wouldn't want someone saying like, oh, by the way, if you don't do this, you're a piece of crap, whatever. And so I definitely think that's an important thing. And I think it does happen all the time. I just feel like it's always, if it's going to be something important, it's going to come from yourself. It's going to come from within, because yeah, it's the only way to connect. Something important to you, even like something that you truly believe in, and I feel like that's yeah. Anyways.
How do you handle criticisms and setbacks in your career? I don't even, to me, it's like almost impossible to think of people even criticizing you. You're like the nicest guy and you're super talented. So I'm like, what would they be criticizing?
I mean, I love feedback. I always tell whatever teachers I have, because I respect it. I would rather you tell me, like the audition that I just did yesterday, the one I was talking about. I was looking for a teacher that would genuinely tell me, like, no man, this doesn't work. This sucks. Basically, I would rather you tell me this sucks and then work with me. You know, the thing is, a lot of people feel like there's like two sides where like, oh, it sucks. Now, just I don't even like, it's done. Whatever, you suck. Like, that's it. And then there's the side that's like, oh, you're so good. Like, yeah, that's good. Yeah, like, come on, you know, like there's got to be good feedback. So I feel like if you smush the two together, and you get like a nice, like, okay, that was really bad. Let's work on it. You know, let's do this to fix it. I always would rather be told that I suck, so that I can get better. You know, I had a a vocal teacher who so funny because every single teacher I've had in my life, yeah, pretty much every vocal teacher I've had, it's been very easy. It's like, you know, sing this. Okay, yeah, sounds great. Or if I'm recording something, or if I'm singing a song, it's like, okay, let's work on this vocal or a breath work, whatever. I got in a room with this guy. His name is Adrian, at Berkeley, and I sang for him. And the thing is, I asked a lot of other people, like, oh, I hate that teacher. Like, he's so mean. Listen. I sang for him. The moment the song got hard, and like, okay, I know this is a part that I'm working on, I started doing it. And he goes, wait. He pauses it. Or actually, he was playing the piano. Oh, shoot. He was playing the piano. And then he was like, okay, you're flat right there. And I was like, it's like, what? I was like, I've never heard this in my life. I'm like, I'm flat? Like, who do you think you're talking to? No, I'm like, I was like, wow, this is interesting. Let me do it again. And this was the thing I said to myself, I'm going to do it the exact same way. I'm not going to change a thing. See if he notices. I did it again. You're flat, buddy. You got to fix that. And I was like, whoa. Okay. I did it again. You're flat, buddy. And I was like, okay. And then I was like, okay, wow, this guy, he's good. He's going to tell me. He's going to call me out, you know? And so I did it, and I fixed it. And he's like, you're sharp. Bring it down a little bit. Really find that sweet spot. And then I finally was like, this is the type of like work I need, you know? And he was, you know, obviously helping me with other stuff. He wasn't just telling me that I was flat and to fix it. So we were working on it. But it was such an eye-opener to me, because it was like, maybe it's just also because he has that ear, like he can really hear. But still, it's just the idea of like, you're never perfect, you know? And I loved that.
Do you have any on-set stories, like from movies? We've talked a little bit, like you have some on-stage stories. Do you have any like on-set ones?
On-set story.
Even I have an on-set story just from being a background character in a movie.
Oh, yeah? What background were you?
Dance of the Dead, and it was like they wanted zombies in the background, and they put a little blood on everybody. But for me, for some reason, he took this whole bucket and he dumped it on me. He's like, head trauma, because it was like I was the last one in line. He just covered me in blood from head to toe. It was like sticky and nasty and horrible.
Did it taste sweet?
I didn't taste it, luckily.
Okay. No, because the funny thing is, hopefully this is not spoiling anything. When we were in the horror movie, when we were with blood, it was like a candy blood that they put like on, like they would squeeze in my mouth. Fully candy, like it tasted like candy, and they were like, "Okay, go." And then I had to like drip it from my mouth, like drool. Super cool. Hopefully that doesn't give away anything. But
That doesn't give away. If there's no blood in a horror movie, it's not a horror movie.
yeah, but on set, let's see. Oh, I was on set for this little. It was like a little like commercial / ad thing, and I was standing in one spot. They were over here. I wasn't filming. I was just like there, like watching. And there was they were filming this way at this car right here. There was a bunch of palm trees. This is here in LA, so yeah, like all the trees super huge, but nobody noticed this. But the branches, you know how you're supposed to cut off like the dead palm tree, like because they're gonna fall and they're heavy. So there was just like a ton that hadn't been cut off, and I was standing there. No, the first time it just fell in front of me, like boom, like right in front of me, and I was like, oh, the heck, like nothing, and everyone was like, oh my god, is everyone okay? Is everyone okay? I was like, yeah, whatever, and then I was doing the next scene, standing in the exact same spot, but my character was like a construction worker. I had this hard hat on, like it was a real hard hat, the ones that like bounce if you touch them, like to protect your head. Oh my gosh, it fell right on me, like right on my head. Another one, same spot, fell right there, and I didn't feel a thing. I just felt like boom, like I just felt like that pressure, a tiny bit of pressure, and I was like, what the heck? Because when you're moving with something, you're like trying to figure like. So I moved, and I was like, what? And everyone was like screaming because they were like, he's gonna sue us, whatever. I was like, wait, what happened? And then I saw it, and I was like, oh crap. And they were like, go inside, you're okay, like go have some water, go get some ice cubes, whatever. I was like, guys, you literally gave me a hard hat, like I'm chilling. That was like the funniest thing though, because it fell in the same exact spot. But that's like a thing for, we were filming at a house. That's like garden keeper type stuff that should just be getting done, and I guess that was its own thing. But I guess that's one story. But I was all good. Nothing happened.
What kind of roles would you be interested in playing in the future? Like if you had your picks.
Yeah. This one is like straightforward for sure. Romantic drama. Always. Oh my gosh. Romantic drama. Like obviously the Notebook type of like that guy, like Ryan Gosling. Even romantic comedy, like what's his name? Guy, Anyone But You.
Nope.
The one with Sydney Sweeney that just came out.
Yeah, I haven't heard of it.
But basically that one, it's just like the same vibe, but also it's a comedy. Big fan of the romance. I feel like I just connect so much to like that falling in love on camera thing. Like not the fact that I'm falling in love on camera, but it's like I feel like I connect to emotions really well. So that would be something I would definitely want to do. Also, I want to in my life do something like, and this one. Wait, let me try to think of another character, because since you didn't watch Dune, or I could show you a picture of him, like, let me see. Dune.
Google him real fast.
Yeah, so it's like this guy being completely a character. Like it does. I feel like it wouldn't matter like what it would be, but this guy, like fully, where is it? Like shaved head. I think he had like white makeup on him, like just like made him look super not himself, right? And I love that idea, and I think it's so challenging for me. I feel like that would be a crazy thing to conquer. So character work, becoming something weird, like become like that weird Willy Wonka guy, or being someone even from like historical sense. Those are a little tricky because a lot of people are gonna hate you. You know, like did you hear all the things about Napoleon?
No.
You know that like the movie that just came out though, right? Like Napoleon
No.
with
I don't know anything. I guess
with Joaquin Phoenix.
I
So he
haven't heard
was
of it yet, but
he was you know him, right? Though, like the Joker, and then he did this.
yeah, I know him. Yeah.
He portrayed Napoleon, but people were like, he did a horrible job, like whatever. Um, so yeah, that one would be tough. I would definitely have to do a lot of research. Like, you know who did a great job? His name is Brad Pitt. Brad Pitt. Well, now I gotta make sure because I don't want to. But he just did. Yeah, no, not Brad Pitt. Oh my gosh, I can't like so many names. Bradley Cooper. It's so funny. I literally just put B and it was there.
Was it like a military guy that he portrayed? Because I remember one that he did that was like a military guy.
No,
it's like a controversial figure.
Maestro.
Oh,
yeah, this one. So Bradley Cooper. He portrayed what's his name? Leonard Bernstein. He was a composer. Super cool to watch though. This guy became someone completely like look at that. Oh wait, where is it? That's him. That's Bradley.
Oh wow.
And they put like some huge thing on his nose because, you know, just character stuff. Like he became this dude. Super cool. So I would definitely want to do that. I don't know what else. Those are the main ones. I mean, that would be such wow. Yeah.
Looking back on your career so far, because you have had even though you're young, you've had a pretty extensive musical career and stuff. Looking back on your career so far, what are you most proud of, and what is something you might do differently if you got the chance?
Ooh. This one's rough because I would say, you know, use the voice rocket to kind of like make that more pronounced, like as an artist, like after I was on it, but I was so young. So it's hard to think about changing all that because I genuinely did going back and through high school is a part of, you know, what built me and my, you know, my personality, like my, you know, so it's hard, but and I wouldn't do it later in life too. I feel like I feel like things happen for a reason too, but I guess there's not much changing, you know? I feel like I'm still young and I'm like still trying to I guess I'm still starting too, you know? I feel like I'm so in the beginning. I haven't even gotten there yet. But yeah, I guess working on more music. I wish I would have started with that earlier, you know?
Yeah, and the first part of it, what are you most proud of?
Oh. Let's see. Moving out here, bro. Moving out to LA. Making that step because if I would have stayed at Berkeley one more year, I would have been locked because it's hard to like then you're like, oh well, it's only 2 more years. And then you're going through it and it's like boom, it's gone. But I just needed to get out here. I needed to start and I needed to disconnect from anything that's not helping me with my career, you know? I'm out here for a reason. I'm doing this because I want to better one thing and I can't have too many distractions. I feel like there's still distractions, but I can't imagine what it was the first year of Berkeley, but just and not in a horrible way, but just, you know, I wasted time. You know, there was a lot of wasted time. There's a lot of wasted things, and I can't even say too much about that. I had a great college experience. Like, it's not even that. I was literally just wasting time. I was just there, you know, not working on anything. Obviously, yeah, I met a lot of people, which was great. I met a ton of people, a lot of important people in my life, but I can genuinely say that I wasted like a lot of elements that I could have been using to better my career, which is why I kind of needed to disconnect, because I needed to mature, because I felt so immature, because like, what am I doing? Like, I'm at like one of the best music schools. There's so many opportunities here. There's so many things that I can grab, that I can use, that I can, launch myself, doing things. And I kind of took it for granted, which now, I mean, obviously, if I went back now, it would be different. I would work on that, but no regrets. Obviously, never have regrets. It's like how your life went. Things are needed to better yourself and become mature. I feel like me and my mom have had some long talks about what I'm doing, like if I even want to do this, because I was wasting time. I was wasting money, even my mother was helping me out with college, and I was like really disappointing myself even. So yeah, I feel like getting there, and now I'm here, and now I'm like content. I'm working on myself, and it's time for me to stop messing around with my career.
Yeah, it's a big, bold decision. Like people get comfortable and don't want to leave what they're doing and stuff. And even if it's bad for them, sometimes
Yeah.
it's more easy to just stay. So like, yeah.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I think taking the step out is what really helped.
So make sure to subscribe to the channel. If you will, please do that. That would be great. Follow Preston. He has his Instagram. It's up there, Preston C Howell. Basically, everything you have is Preston C Howell, right? TikTok, all that stuff.
Yeah, everything.
Yeah,
I'll definitely get into more posting too. I've been a little quiet.
Yeah, you have been. That's when going into this interview, I was like, "Gosh, do I have enough questions?"
No, that's the thing, and that's what this whole year has been for sure. Because it's like, not to go into a whole nother rambling, but no, yeah, I think I'm ready to get back into it.
Yeah, because I was like, usually I would look back over the last, however long, and I was like, dang, he's only posted like 3 or 4 times.
Oh, is that seriously?
Yeah.
Damn.
Like Facebook and Instagram. I was like, what the heck?
Yeah.
But yeah, make sure to follow Preston. He might start posting more. Who knows? But yeah, thanks for coming on. You're my favorite guest that I ever have on. So like, I really like having you on.
Appreciate it.